Thank you guys for coming here today for this crypto enthusiastic for TOKEN2049. And PlanX team, please raise your hand. Let me see your hand. Okay, thank you guys. And I'm here today to talk about the story of PlanX. The story came from Steam. So why Onchain Steam? I have just a friend, he's a game developer, and he developed games. So many of you maybe played games before, and you heard about GameFi. You heard about Steam. So what is Steam? It's a game aggregators, and they aggregate more than 500 partners games on Steam. So I just think about why we do not make an on-chain Steam on Web3. Yeah, Web3 on-chain Steam is an exciting concept. And we just see that in these several past years, there's a lot of problem. It happens, for example, it's the collapse of the Web3. It's a collapse of the native play-to-earn narrative. So we heard about X Infinity. We heard also about the X Infinity and Step N. But there's a collapse of it. So how did it happen? How did it lose the value of the fear? And we see that there's also the tighter regulation in these several years. For example, in 2021, there's a lot of investment coming in. And in 2023, the amount is just fall down. So why this happened? Why we see that there's a fierce regulations? However, the competition is much more fierce. And in this situation, we still said the gaming is all a GOG. What does mean that? So in past few years, we see Immutable X, we see Step N, we see Gas Hero. Those teams are quite active in this gaming area. But they also do not hold the fair value of the gaming. And what does it mean for the fair value? It really means that we're catering the need for gamers and players. So what the need for the gamers and players? They need a place for good for their marketing exposure. They need a place for for their tokens, for their liquidity. And that's how PlanX comes out. It's like a mushroom after the spring. It comes out with a game hub, with a value mining, and also with the account abstraction. So as a gamers, when you play the game, what you want to see? You want to see how I can earn in this game and how I can quickly find more games in this gaming hub. So we just developed this gaming hub. It's aggregate a lot of games like strategies, gambling, chess, and also role-playing games. And we also developed the value mining because we think there's a lot of value that we need to still wilding deep in this GameFi area. And the third is that we do abstractions. For example, if you're a gamer, and you will see that there's a lot of GameFi accounts in this GameFi area. When you play the games, you use one account. And when you trade, you use another account. I mean, does not make sense. Why not we just put it together? So we make the account abstraction. So you just use one account, you play to earn, you play, and then you just earn the same money, you trade the same money, you trade those tokens in one account. So that's why we do the account abstractions. And we see that there's also different tokens, different assets like the Web3 games and NFT tokens, and also inscriptions in this area. For PlanX wallets, we just aggregate those assets like the Bitcoin asset, Ethereum's asset, and also aggregate inscriptions and different assets like BRC20 and ARC20. If you guys have experience with Uniswap, PancakeSwap, if you have the experience with these DEX and SEX centralized exchange, you will definitely find that it's much more familiar, and you will have this feel like home experience with PlanX. And we find that we should have a much more aggressive solution in this year in order to have the fair value for the gaming sectors. Because as a gamers, and I play lots of games, so those projects just told me that they developed the game for 5 or 6 years, but they did not have a good place to onboard it. So PlanX just offered these sections. It's a gateway to the Steam. When they come to PlanX, they will onboard more than 200 million users, and also they will have liquidity expression. So lots of GameFi projects, they made the problem about the liquidity. When they have tokens, they do not have the good liquidities, so they need those liquidities for their tokens to trade better, either in DEX or in centralized exchange. And thank you guys for coming here, listen to this PlanX story. I think in the future, the roadmap will be that we will integrate more AI section in this PlanX game and let more users, gamers, projects, and also investors exciting about this story of PlanX. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. But perhaps, would you like our audience as well to ask you any question? So whenever you have a question right now about e-gaming, please do that. Sorry, I mean about Steam PlanX in particular. Raise your hand, or more general question again about
If you guys
Web3
have
gaming.
questions. So PlanX team, just one question about anything.
About anything.
Yeah, about anything.
Oh, there is a question.
Sure.
There's a, okay.
When will it be available?
Why do I want to be available?
When will it be available?
This is already online. Yeah, it's already online on the mainnet, and you can just click on the website and register it, and you will be on board. So are you a gamer? Are you a gamer project?
A bit of.
Yeah,
So the
exciting
types-
to have that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I will have actually a question to you.
Yeah.
So, Yuki, where do you believe, let's say, if you analyze right now, we're talking
Yeah.
about Web2 gaming
Yeah.
and Web3 gaming,
Yeah.
and you probably know how Web2 gamers sometimes are really,
Yeah.
let's say, still skeptical about Web3 gaming.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of advice would you give them when we're talking about why they should definitely move to Web3 gaming? How it will
Yeah.
be more beneficial for them versus they do not exactly care whether it's decentralized or not.
Yeah.
For them, it's the most important thing that they like the game.
Yeah, I think your question is very valuable, and I will answer it in detail. So the thing is that the Web3 gaming, the difference between Web2 and Web3 gaming is that Web3 gaming is totally decentralized.
Yeah.
And we can see all assets in the Web3 gamings. So when you are Web2 gamers and you did not own your own assets, when you play the game and the developers just close the game so you do not own your asset anymore. But when you come to Web3 game, it's all like own decentralized, and you can see your asset on the chain. So you will own your asset, will not lose your tokens, NFT, inscription anytime.
Okay, but in this case, you know, I don't know, anyone here playing Fortnite? Anyone, Fortnite, or I don't know, maybe some other game. So, you know, they've been playing this game for years. And you know what, gamers can say, oh, but my assets are there all the time. I trust the founder of the game. I don't exactly need to, let's say, have the access to my assets because I know that they still will be there despite the fact that it's a centralized one.
Yeah.
So what would you tell them? Let's imagine I'm that kind of Web3, Web2 gamer, and I love Fortnite.
Yeah, I think the reason would be that, for example, if I'm a Web2 gamer, I will not have any interaction with another social platform. But if you are in Web3, you can have any interaction with Web3 platform. For example, if you are Web3 users for Uniswap and PancakeSwap, you can just integrate with them. But if you play the game like Dota's, LOLs in Web2s, you cannot integrate in the Web3. So the reason they do that is about the token and the liquidity, and so the freedom of the Web3 decentralized.
Okay, by the way, I'm also really curious when we're talking about, for example, Asia and Middle East. Right now,
Great question.
Yes. So, for example,
Yeah.
this is like some stats that I was looking into. I know that
Yeah.
you might have heard that there are plenty of gamers in the Philippines. There are plenty of gamers
Yeah, in Singapore, in Malaysia.
in Singapore, in Malaysia.
Sure.
When we're talking about Middle East, a lot of them, they mostly, like the majority is in Saudi.
Yeah.
So when we analyze and combine those stats, where do you believe there will be like, who will be more, let's say, who would like to try more Web3 gaming among those gamers? If you would analyze, you would talk to them in Asia, let's say, in the Middle East, who is more open towards Web3 gaming?
Yeah. So before I answer this question, I have a fact. The fact is that our market is actually in Latin America. So a lot of users that come from Brazil or Argentina.
Okay.
So when you talk about Asia, I will also answer your questions. I think the region,
Please compare Latin America as well.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of gamers in Latin America, in Brazil. So that's why I focus on this market. And we also find that in Asia, the country about Philippines, they also have a great lot of users, and it is welcome for the games atmosphere. So the government here is more open, and the Web3 atmosphere is here better. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. If you would go next, which country would you go when we're talking about Web3 gaming?
Which country?
I mean, for example, if you'd like to tell people more about Web3 gaming, what will be your next country after UAE?
Interesting. I think the next country I will go is maybe Brazil or America.
Brazil?
Yeah,
also,
Brazil.
Actually,
Yeah.
so you said that there are many, if we're talking about gamers there are plenty of gamers there. How many, let's say, what is the percentage of Web 2 gamers, like gamers in general, and what at this moment, if you have analyzed, is the percentage of Web 3 gamers within Brazil?
I think the percentage is like 15%. And
15?
lots of them, they play Web 2 games, but they also play Web 3 games.
Okay.
So I just share some insight about the Brazil Web 3 game. The reason for the play is because of the tokens. They want to play and earn tokens like inscriptions or NFTs. So that's the reason why there's a Brazil users on board.
Yeah. Understood. Do you play games yourself?
Yeah, I play games.
How
I'm
often?
a gamers.
How often?
I think at least 3 times per week.
3 times per week?
Yeah, at least.
How many hours do you spend like per day?
3 to 4 hours.
3 to 4 hours?
Yes, I'm definitely a gamer, so I'm just curious why there's so few projects here in TOKEN2049. You had to invite more GameFi project here.
By the way, that's true. But I also, you know what? I was nicely amazed. I was emceeing last month. Last month in Saudi Arabia at the Deep Fast AI, and there were like more women in Web3 gaming.
Yeah, I
and
saw
if you
that.
know, I was surprised to find out that 50% of women in Saudi Arabia, the founders of Web3 games in Saudi Arabia, are women.
Yeah, it's an amazing number, right?
Can you please tell, let's say, among people that you know, among let's say, your friends, how many women are in Web3 gaming so far?
Yeah, I think the number of the Web3 gaming for women is just increased because there's a lot of gamers designed for women, just like trader scaling and pet racing. Those games, they are interesting, and sometimes women have to also spend time on race cat or on race dog, but why do they do it online? So this is a games that's designed for women. The women just gradually, the number of it increase in these sectors.
Yuki, thank you so much. It was a big pleasure. So we just organized right now for you a small fireside chat in Web3
Thank you.
about Web3 gaming. Thank you so much, Yuki. Pleasure
Thank
meeting
you.
you.